Aloha and welcome to another episode of Spirit Guides. So today we're talking about angels again. It's episode number 4, and that is also a very specific number in numerology. It's also kind of related to the angels. That's why I've decided to share another video about the angels. And today we've got ta-da! We've got some guests. So let's say hi to Dina and to Melissa.
Hi.
All right. So Dina and Melissa are going to share something about the angels later. But for now, so back to my face. Oh, Misty is watching. Hi, Misty. So what is today's episode about? Well, it's about angels, and there are different kinds of angels, but I will talk about that later. So first I want to put on some music, but this time I thought it might be interesting to put something else on than the track I've always put on in the last videos. So as it's episode number 4, and it is about the angels, we're gonna listen a little bit to share sound, a little bit to the track number 4 from my album Magic Numbers, Forever in Love, while I'm sharing this video. Oh. Hello. So I just shared the video, and if you love angels, share the video too. Share the angel love. And let's just breathe in a little bit and relax. So allow yourself to take in all these wonderful loving angels and all these wonderful loving messages from the angels. Yeah, take in the angels. That's it. We just have to allow ourselves to receive this wonderful energy. And so let's calm a little bit more down. I mean, I'm a little bit excited still. So let me show you, just referring back to last week's episode about Archangel Michael, I'm gonna share with you the channeling that I've written down last year again. Okay, so now you should be able to see. So channeling that I've written down from Archangel Michael. Calm down, my children, calm down, breathe deeply. Ground yourself and open up your heart to receive this divine message. This is Archangel Michael speaking to you through the Dream Shaman. You may experience a time of trouble, a time of confusion, and a time of renewal. Know that you can trust in the divine because your path is transforming into a bright new future, becoming your blissful present moment. Relax in this time of trouble and know that things will change for the better. I am always with you. Just call my name, Archangel Michael, and I am there to protect you, to guide you, and to bring you love. It is safe for you to release old patterns, relationships, memories, or any habits. And there's a little typo. Habits, it looks like hobbits, that aren't for your highest good anymore. I think hobbits are for our highest good. Go with the flow. Moving forward is the best that you can do now. Looking back in anger just keeps you stuck. Forgiveness is an important key to move on. Trust in yourself, trust in your higher guidance, trust your feet that walk your path. Walk your path with patience, trust and gratitude, with love from above, always your guardian Archangel Michael. Wonderful. So Archangel Michael was the first archangel who connected with my mom even long before I consciously connected with the angels. And I would like to share a story from her. I've just interviewed her yesterday. Because she's talking German, I've written a translation so everybody can understand what we're talking about. And she's sharing how she connected for the first time with Archangel Michael. I think it was 5 years ago, about 5 years, 4 to 5. And she's in the interview, she's also sharing about her healing process, healing her breast cancer, and it's also Breast Cancer Awareness Month. But if you're interested in that, you can still watch the whole video for yourself. But I'm just going to share the part with the angels. Okay. Anyway, who's watching here? Melissa's watching, of course. You are. Hi, Misty. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Kathy. Janice. Kathy says, hi, Omar. That was my old nickname. I think when I did a live video with Ruchi ages ago, she thought my name was Omar. Hi, Brooke. Hi, Julia. Thanks for watching. And there's a Michael watching. Awesome. So, Michael, your name is very, yeah, I don't know the right word now. Decent. Hi, Renate. So, let me show you this. Okay.
Hallo. So,
Hallo.
hier haben wir die Stefanie Belo, meine Mama.
Hallo.
Jetzt auch mal vor der Kamera.
Ja.
Und ich würde gerne direkt anfangen mit den Engeln. Wie bist du denn zu den Engeln gekommen?
Okay, also, gute Frage. Ich bin zu den Engeln gekommen, das weiß ich noch genau. Ich habe immer gesucht und wusste, da ist noch mehr. Auch so in meiner Kindheit, intuitiv war ich schon immer sehr, ja, ich wusste einfach, da sind Stimmen und ich konnte es nicht zuordnen. Und dann hat mich eine Freundin inspiriert, so eine Coach-Ausbildung zu machen, eine spirituelle Coach-Ausbildung zu machen. Und dann haben wir ganz viele Themen bearbeitet. An einem Wochenende war Channeln dran. Und das war für uns alle total spannend, für mich auch. Und da hatte ich meinen ersten Kontakt. Man geht in die Engelatmung und verbindet sich mit den Engeln. Und da kam dann auch recht schnell Erzengel Michael zu mir. Und der beschützt mich. Das ist ja ein ganz großer Schutzengel. Und das ist einfach schön, you're not alone. Ich bin nicht alleine und das ist eine ganz, ganz wichtige Erfahrung. Und ja, seit ich den Kontakt habe, kann ich es mir gar nicht mehr vorstellen, wie es vorher war. Ich weiß es gar nicht. Weil es ist so schön klar, es passiert viel, weil ich mich ja auch weiterentwickelt habe, weiter mit meiner Seele in Verbindung komme und auch akzeptieren und annehmen, vergeben sind ganz viele Themen, aber für jedes Thema, das ich habe, weiß ich, ich bin nicht alleine. Und so wie André in seinem schönen Lied sieht, das jetzt auch mein Klingelton ist, für immer dein, ich bin für dich da. Und ich weiß, es ist jemand für mich da. Natürlich habe ich auch meine Familie, meine 2 Söhne und meinen lieben Mann, meinen lieben Merlin. Okay? Aber ich weiß auch, es gibt auch Momente oder Dinge, die ich jetzt mit niemand hier auf der Erde besprechen möchte. Und das kann ich dann ganz toll mit den Engeln und mit dem lieben Gott und den aufgestiegenen Meistern und allen Helfern aus der geistigen Welt machen.
Das
Ja.
ist super. Das ist ja toll,
Ja,
dass man da immer diese Helfer hat.
genau. Denn das größte Ziel ist dabei, zu meiner Selbstliebe zu finden.
Ja.
Und da bin ich schon ein ganz großes Stück weiter. Also seit ich im Juni 2014 den ersten Kontakt jetzt wirklich, wo ich sagen kann, ja, ich bin bewusst in dieses Channel-Wochenende gegangen. Vorher war das unbewusst auch da, aber dann wusste ich ja, okay, da ist jemand bei mir, ich habe Lichter gesehen und weiß es einfach, wenn jemand da ist. Es sind ja auch immer da und ja, es ist einfach toll, gemeinsam.
Ja.
Also es ist eine ganz tolle Hilfe und dafür bin ich sehr dankbar.
Sehr schön. Wir haben ja hier oben, wir sind ja jetzt gerade auf dem Klauberg, wir haben hier oben noch eine ganz besondere Erfahrung. Ich glaube, es war vor 2 Jahren etwa.
Ja,
Ähm,
die Susanne.
Die Susanne einmal, das ist die Drachen. Wenn man hier guckt in die Wolken, sieht man es schön.
Ja, die wärmt uns jetzt auch gerade.
Großer weißer Drache, der hier den ganzen Berg bewacht. Und erinnerst du dich noch, als wir hier oben waren und du hast hier in die Sonne geguckt?
Ja,
Und dann hast du da in der Sonne Lichter gesehen.
ja. Und
Weißt
bei
du, was
den,
das war?
ja, das waren die Feen. Feen, Elfen, Lichtwesen.
Du hast dir gesagt, hast in die Sonne geguckt und dann
Ja.
hast du ein blaues Licht gesehen.
Ja, und das war Erzengel Michael.
Genau. Und dann
Genau.
dann nach dem Blau kam noch Grün und Rosa.
Ja, das war dann Erzengel Raphael und Erzengel Chamuel.
Schamuel oder ich glaube es war Ariel auch.
Ja,
Ja.
ja. Die ist ja auch
Genau.
sehr verbunden mit den Naturwesen, die ist ja auch sehr intensiv.
Und das war ja ganz spannend für mich, weil du hast die Lichter hier quasi gesehen und hast hier die Energien wahrgenommen hier auf dem Glauberg. Und das war so eine schöne Bestätigung für mich, weil ich hatte ja vorher mit den Engeln und den Einhörnern und den Feen, also mit den geistigen Wesen hier oben auf dem Glauberg nur rein spirituell gearbeitet.
Mhm.
Also quasi hier oben aufgeräumt,
Ja.
ohne dass ich körperlich da war.
Ja,
Hab mit denen hier aufgeräumt und hab dann diese blaue, grüne und rosa Licht aktiviert. Und dann hast du das gesehen hier oben.
ja. Ich habe das gesehen.
Das macht
eine
das Ganze,
Energieanhebung. Und auch gespürt
Ja.
vor allem. Deswegen bin
Macht
ich
das
auch
Ganze
sehr
echt.
gern hier oben.
Wir sind keine Spinner.
Ja, hier sind auch nur liebe Menschen unterwegs.
Ja.
Hier ist eine ganz tolle Energie.
Das ist ein Kraftort
Es ist
hier
wirklich
oben.
ein Kraftort und ich weiß auch, dass wir in ein paar Jahren das noch weiter anheben werden, der André
Ja.
und ich. Das ist einfach da, das sind Dinge. Ich habe dieses Hellwissen, wurde mir gesagt, ich weiß es auch, es sind Dinge, die weiß ich einfach, dass es so sind. Und ja, denn ich bin auch eine Königin in meinem Seelenmuster. Also ich habe da ganz viel in verschiedene Schubladen reingeguckt, was gut für mich sein kann. Und um auch jetzt zu lernen, mit der Königin-Energie umzugehen. Was tut der Königin denn gut? Was ist denn gut für sie, dass sie ein schönes Leben, dass es einfach...
Zeigen wir
dass
dich
es
noch am
glücklich
Licht.
ist. Genau,
So.
ja. Und dann?
Und dann?
Hat André noch Fragen an mich? Merlin, was sagst du dazu?
Jetzt haben wir schon über die Engel was erzählt. Das passt natürlich gut in meine Videoserie über Spirit Guides, also über Geistführer rein.
Yeah. So we're back in the video series about spirit guides. Okay. So My fingers were freezing like crazy when I recorded this yesterday. I think it was worth it. However, I'm still working on the translating the video into English, so I will share that. I will share the rest of it very soon. And oh, hi Tracy, Miyuki, Lemuria. Sounds like Lemuria. Just want to see what you've been writing in the comments. It's been amazing and so blessed to be allowed. Yeah, we just have to allow ourselves to work with these amazing beings. It's all up to us. We are the creators. Hi from Norway, she says. And from Lisbon, Portugal. It's amazing. We've got people from all around the world. I'm in Germany right now, although my heart is always in in Avalon and in Hawaii. My mind is on Hawaii. Lovely blue light. Yeah, we are. Agat Renata says we are so connected to out in nature, all lovely colors out there with the angels. Yeah, I also connected very well with the angels when I had my first contacts with the angels, and it really helped me to be out in nature and finding amazing things, like asking them to give me clarity on my life purpose, and just finding more confidence and clarity and healing for myself first. And I was in the forest, and really being in nature really helps. And yeah, nature is the best, Miyuki writes. I am an angel. You are an angel. Okay, so, and saying that, I want to go on with something else. Something like it's a little bit because I love to use my mind, right? I'm an intellectual person. So I thought about what different kinds of angels are there, and so I came up with 3 different categories, so we can understand that a little bit more. And also, when people say I'm an angel, I just want to, just for the understanding, I want to differentiate this from like deceased people, for example, or when you say to a person you're an angel, or to an animal that is like an angel, because what I'm talking here from my perspective is that these angels are light beings. So as you could see in the video, my mom was talking about, she saw those lights. So I think Dina and will share something later about that too. So you don't really, it's about how do we see angels. And yeah, most often we just see them as light, a form of light. So they are like they are a form of energy. And of course, it's in our language to say like a person is like an angel, because the person has those characteristics. But there's also something about incarnated angels. So like when you have been an angel and then you incarnate into the human body. But I want to talk about like deceased people, like maybe grandma passed away and comes to you as a spirit guide, or I feel some cold wind right now. It's all happening now. Or like spirit animals. I want to talk about that in other episodes. So today we're focusing on the angels. And here you can see I've written down those 3 different types or categories of angels, how I understand it, how I see it. So first of all, there are the so-called archangels. So arch meaning it's like a hierarchy, like higher, not really more important. You know, we're living in a kind of democratic world. but it's more like they are like the leaders of like groups of angels, you could say. You could see that's a pyramid, and they are on top, and they are like the leaders, and have all these other angels around them, so they can orchestrate them, conduct. They can conduct them and say, like guide the other angels what to do. So these archangels, I think it also comes from the Bible, but I don't want to go into too many details here, not to get too boring. So there are different archangels, and I've read something about like 12 archangels, but also there were people who came up with more. For example, Charles Virtue, who's Doreen Virtue's son, and I did the Archangel Life Coaching from Charles Virtue's online course. He talks about Archangel Nathaniel, who's connected with the life purpose. Or we talked about Archangel Michael, who is more protective, or Archangel Raphael is like this green light connected with healing. So they can have those different attributes, and just to make it more fun, some days ago I've read a blog article about how to make your Facebook Live videos better, and I've read something about so in the beginning you introduce yourself and your background. So let me tell you something about my background here. What a bad joke. So this nice trees curtain, I didn't really want it. I was like, but some years ago, my mom said it would be nice to have something like this in your room, maybe like something stars, something cosmic. And I was like, I don't really like it. And we tried some things, and I was always like, I'm not sure about this is the right thing. But then she worked with Archangel Jophiel, and who's like the like when you see oracle cards with her, she looks very beautiful. So it's also like a goddess of beauty. She means like beauty of God. She also stands for wisdom. And angels, because I say she, I mean angels are energy, and they can be masculine or feminine. It's more like the attributes we say to them. You wouldn't probably say Archangel Michael would be a woman. It's more like how we perceive them. So there are pictures of Archangel Jophiel where people see them as a man or as a woman. I see her as this most beautiful woman. Very beautiful. But she's also connected with wisdom and making things more easily, and she's like a feng shui archangel. So my mom asked Archangel Jophiel for help, and she went to a shop, and she just got those curtains here, and then she brought them up in my room, and I was like, that looks so nice. It brings nature right back into my room. That's awesome. So now my mom says Archangel Jophiel is her favorite shopping friend. It's like a shopping bestie. So we have those different archangels, and the next category I'm saying here is, I call them groups of angels, or like angels that are connected with different themes. For example, maybe you've heard about the romance angels, or I really like the abundance angels. So it's like a group of beings that you call upon to work with a specific theme or with an issue, or like the healing angels. Or you could even you could even be creative and make something up, like where are the dream shaman angels? It's like working with some things for you specifically. And there are also specific angels, and with that I mean what we call guardian angels. So like it's almost like a person. It's like one being, and it can be like a very personal guardian angel. For example, one of my guardian angels is some years ago I've just asked, and I got the messages that he's like on my right ear. And I asked him for his name, and he said, "My name is Ismail." And then I looked it up on the web, and I found out that Ismail means ear of God, which is kind of amazing because it really fits to his name. Also, there are two beings which I may talk about in another episode. So also Metatron and Sandalphon are said to be archangels, so Archangel Metatron and so on. But also some people say they are ascended masters because they have lived in a physical human form before they spiritually ascended to become an ascended master. So I don't want to talk about Metatron or Sandalphon now, but maybe in another episode, just to clarify that. Okay, so let's switch back to gallery view. Now you should be able to see our beautiful guests again. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask. This full moon will help more with our purpose. Renate is writing, yeah. I think also with the moon, what's her name? Archangel Haniel. Sensitivity and the moon. Or the moon angels. That would be a group of angels. It's a lot to take in, yeah. That's why you can rewatch, or you can just ask questions. I don't want to make like a two-hour lesson of this. Oh, Renata says her grandfather is her guide. That's amazing. Miyuki says always protect yourself. Yeah, that's what the angels can really help us with. And Archangel Michael is a guide. Miyuki always, she says you are the best. You always make me laugh and smile. Never change. I do change it. Just keep getting better. Oh, thank you so much. Okay. Love your positive energy. I love you too. Thank you. Oh, Julia writes, your beautiful mom has the most amazing aura, just like her beautiful, handsome son. Love, love, love. Thank you, Julia. The angels are so funny sometimes. To love it when they laugh. Hi, Diana. Hi to Germany. Okay. So from Germany to the USA. Oh, that's where I want to go. But not today. So let's continue with Melissa. And so Melissa first connected with the fairies and then with the angels. So for me it's been the other way around. I first, like you just seen with my mom, she got me to the angels, and then later I connected with the fairies. But let's see and hear what Melissa wants to share. Oh. Yeah.
Hi there. I got it. Yeah, so I'm over in the US. It is definitely freezing cold here and snowy. But yeah, so I started out with fairies, which was kind of weird, right? I mean, in my community, people were looking at me kind of funny. But I went with it and was like, okay, sure, I'm the fairy person. So I started out doing fairy readings and talking to fairies and just kind of teaching about fairies. And then as I was doing that, the angels started the archangels in particular started coming forward. And then they started sort of ambushing every reading. So I would be just kind of like, okay, I'm going to do a fairy reading, or even if someone wanted me to kind of connect with a loved one or something, every time I sat down to do anything, the angels were popping in. I kind of like, nope, you guys are out. We're talking now. And it was like, okay, so I guess we're talking to angels now. And then it just kind of morphed into, I don't know, I fell in love with the archangels and the angels, and have kind of been sort of the angel lady ever since. And I did a ton of research about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago now. I did a whole series on the archangels and did a ton of research during that time. And then that just kind of kept deepening my connection with them. So, but the biggest thing that they wanted me to share today, and most times when I talk about them, is how easy it can be to talk with the angels, to communicate with the angels, and how us humans take it a little too seriously sometimes. They're always like, oh, you little humans, you're so funny to watch, you know, because we just get in our own way sometimes, let's be honest. And so one thing I have learned over the years, kind of really quickly actually, was like, I don't want to be, and this is something I really struggled with when I first started kind of connecting with my gifts, but I thought I wasn't spiritual enough. I thought I wasn't, because I swear a lot, and I'm not a vegan, you know, like I just, all these things that I had in my head that you had to be these things to be a spiritual person or be like a teacher or something. And through just various connections, that was brought to my attention that, no, that's not true. You can still swear and eat meat and do all the things if that's what's good for you. Just be you. And then the angels were like, yeah, same with us, right? Like when you talk to us, the angels, just be you. We don't expect you to be anyone else. Like, you know, we know who you are. You were made the way you were made for a reason, and just be you. So when I talk with the angels, it's very informal. It's very, you know, we were talking before we went live that like I call Archangel Michael, I call him Mikey a lot of times. I call Archangel Raphael, I call him Raph most of the time, you know, like the Ninja Turtles kind of back. I grew up in the 80s, and so like the Ninja Turtles were a big thing. So it kind of is like an inside joke between me and those guys, right? Like that I call them like the Ninja Turtle names. I think it's funny. But I high five, we do, you know, fist bumps. I mean, in times of anger, I have yelled at them, and, you know, they come and they're like, that's fine. We understand you're angry, you know, you're human, you have to process those emotions. But so that's my biggest message, is just be you. Don't try to censor or change how you communicate with the angels just because they're angels. They know who we are. They see us behaving the way we behave, right? All day long. Why would we do anything different when we talk to them? So, and they love us for who they are. And like, as far as swear words go, it's just energy. It's just words, right? It really doesn't mean anything. They're not offended by that. And so they're just like, yeah, you know, that is who you are. So, you know, so anyways, I don't know if anybody has any questions, but that's kind of my main thing, is just be who you are and be comfortable with that. And the angels will love you for it. They don't expect us to be anything different.
Thank you. It's awesome. Yeah, the angels are just work, and I think all sorts of spirit guides, they just work with you the way you are able to understand it. So we don't have to be like, I don't know, very special. We just have to make up a conversation, and then it just starts to happen.
Listen, yeah.
It's funny because you say like swear a lot, because it just made me think of like the energy of Archangel Michael.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, especially when I say we are so spiritual, and it is good. I promote and I love like forgiving and integrating and everything. But sometimes, you know, sometimes when I'm doing the inner work and I'm like, well, how can I integrate this being? Please help me, spirit guides. What can I do with this? You know, sometimes when we have like reptilians or so, and then Archangel Michael comes in. Oh, what should I do with this person? Should I forgive her? And then he comes in and says, "Fuck it up."
Like that, right? Exactly.
kidding. You don't have to do all of that. Sometimes you just need to release the crap. And it's just like swearing can be good sometimes.
Therapeutic.
Once I had the meditation last year in summer, and I was meditating, like I was asking what would be good for me now, what could I do, and then I had a conversation with Michael, and he just showed me a vision of me playing World of Warcraft, and I was like,
Awesome.
are you serious? Isn't
That's
that
the
really
best
making
assignment
me
ever.
more cruel or something? He was like, no, we'll help you. You have more fun.
Yeah.
And then I was like, but if you got these messages, I mean, it's always up to you what you do with it. You don't have to
Right.
follow anyone's advice. You're your own guru. But
For
in the
sure.
long term, you'll find out how right they mostly are. And then I started to play, and I was like, oh, this is about war. I don't want war. I want peace. And then I watched the introduction video, and there was this guy like, oh, I will never stop fighting, and we for peace. We want peace here. And I was like, oh, I have goosebumps now.
There you go.
I could really resonate with it.
Yeah.
It also helped me with my like with the energy healings that I did, because after I started playing again, I had sessions where I could see beings that look like, you have humans and elves and orcs and all those sorts of beings, and then it used what it's like I said, the guides use what you can understand. So I started to see like energy healing sessions in these in these World of Warcraft settings.
Yeah. There's a method to their madness for sure.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, that's a weird assignment, but then you start doing it, and then you start like, then it starts coming in. You're like, oh.
Julia says Melissa rocks. Love
Thank
your
you.
sister. Just Amy. Hi, Amy. Just be you. Angels love you just the way you are. Just the way you are.
Exactly.
And when you smile. Oh, Miyuki, Michael is very badass.
For sure.
Ruchi is watching. Hi, Ruchi. Ruchi, it's Omar.
Little sister.
Ruchi, if you want to join us spontaneously, I think I've asked her before. Just popping in to say hi. Okay, let's just keep to the schedule now. So Melissa, would you like to share any, like maybe message or something from the angels?
Sure. The biggest thing that they're kind of around here just laughing. They think this is great, but they're like, you guys are so funny. So
I feel your fairy energy.
Mine, yeah, they still come around quite a bit. Ariel is the one that comes around me mostly, and just, with the fairies and everything, that was kind of the first archangel that I dealt with. And she still is around me quite a bit. But Archangel Raphael is actually here, and he wanted to just remind all of us that trying to censor ourselves for the angels or for anyone else can do a lot of damage to us as people, right? That it's very healing to speak your truth and to be truly you, to honor the self that is, right? And so he just wants us to remember that in times where we find that hard, call on the archangels, and they can come and they can help support us through whatever kind of anxiety or just whatever we're processing at the time. So if you're having a hard time kind of honoring yourself and not being kind of ashamed of yourself, or like trying to censor the swearing or whatever it is that's trying to come through you, they want you to call on the archangels for help and support. So.
Yeah, it's like Ariel's really helping with with confidence. Like she's connected with the fairies also.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, Archangel Ariel, she was the first archangel that I met. So I sat down in a meditation. I used to be terrified to meditate because it was mostly just because I'm a born medium, and so I've always had little ghosties in my room, like growing up as a child, and that was really scary.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really have support system, so I didn't really understand what that was or what to do with it. And so she came through as a very so when I would meditate, this is just a little backstory, I would have to I sat in my bathroom floor, and I would close and lock the door, okay, because I was terrified that like someone was going to come up and like attack me or something, or like even spirits going to come get me, right? And so I had to sit sort of with my back against like a cupboard, right, so nobody could come up behind me in theory. And I guess maybe probably embarrassed because I had to lock myself in the bathroom because like I don't want anyone seeing me meditate. I don't know. And she was the first one, you know, when I sat down to kind of, I had gotten the message to talk to the Archangels. I'm like, I don't know how to do that, but okay, we'll do it. We'll try it. And Archangel Ariel was the first one that came through. And she still to this day is kind of the one that hangs around me the most. I don't know really why. She's never really kind of told me why, but you know, I just accept it. Okay, cool. And yeah, now I talk to all of them, but like she's probably the most often. She's the one.
Maybe like a main guide for you.
Yeah. I don't know. She was a very. I'm very connected to nature and the fairies. Yeah. Obviously, I was really connected to. So I'm guessing that's probably part of the thing. It was because she's both of those things. So she's a very calming presence for me. So that probably also helped. Yeah. I was scared to death.
So just want to say hi to, oh, I need to scroll up. Richard and, Richard and Daphne.
Daphne, yeah.
Richard and Daphne. Oh, there's two people.
Yeah, that's like it.
And John. Hi, John. And yeah, I got this written. Always good to ask for help. Exactly. So Miyuki said, I know 100% what that means. Like, but I had bad spirits around me and I had to close this door. So the thing is, it's like that's why I think it's so important to discern what kind of different spirit guides there are. And that's also a reason why I'm doing this video series. I mean, at one point you could say there aren't really negative energies. It's like, how integrative are you? But then again, it's the thing that I just mentioned with Archangel Michael, just to be sure that there aren't any, because it totally exists. There are those beings who are testing your boundaries. Let's say it that way. They are testing your boundaries and try to abuse or all the bad stuff. I don't want to talk about that too much. Well, but the good thing about angels in particular is that angels are really the ones who are unconditionally loving, and that's why it was good for me to start with angels. I think you can't really be too afraid of them as light beings, because the way I learned to communicate with angels, like the Rain Virtue style, is that they are always loving. And they are always like protective, and when you call in Archangel Michael, you can always be sure that no bad spirits will enter, unless there's a bigger reason behind everything. Can't guarantee. But the angels are, I think, they're a really good starting point. Or like compared to, for example, fairies, who can be a little bit naughty and tricky sometimes because they have their own ambitions. And they're more like just a quick reference to the fairies. They are more like doing an exchange. It's like, what can I do for you? What and what can you do for me? But the angels are like, they're like 24/7 support. They're like the call agency for free.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For sure.
Anything else you want to share for now, Melissa?
Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah. If there's any questions. Otherwise, I would love to hear what Dina has to say.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. This is Dina. So just like Melissa, I also started my journey connecting with light beings, but it wasn't fairies or angels. Mostly I started seeing angel numbers. And the first number sequence I saw was 1111. And what I vividly remember is me going to a conference for work in another state, and my room number was 1111. And that totally freaked me out because, you know, I was not used to seeing things. I never saw like Melissa or anyone else that they were seeing spirits or anything. I never saw anything, you know. So when I was bombarded with these numbers all the time, the 1111 especially, it just freaked me out, and I could not sleep the whole night. And I share this because sometimes it can be a very overwhelming and fearful experience for others, because there's that underlying fear that what if, like, you know, the spirit beings start attacking me, or what am I going to see when I open up my third eye or anything like that. So there's always this underlying fear, which I want to address, that instead of really being fearful, just embrace it, because the angels have this very loving guiding intuitive energy that you just love to be around it. So after that incident of seeing numbers, and then I started getting a little more comfortable and less fearful around seeing these numbers and taking it into a positive way and not a negative way. I started seeing feathers, like I would see feathers on the road. I would even see like clouds that were formed as angels, you know. So I started seeing all those symbols. So the angels were just lovingly guiding me to really let go of the fear and embrace this different aspect of, you know, having these light beings in my life now. So I like to mention that because a lot of people have this fear of activating their gifts, and that is what I primarily teach in my group, is that there's this underlying fear that they don't want to do the work because they're afraid they might see things that they have no control over. But I just wanted to then put this message out there that when you work with angels, there's nothing for you to be fearful about. They have this loving, guiding energy, and you see it as light, you feel it. If you're clairsentient, you'll feel their loving energy. If you're clairvoyant, you'll see lights when you meditate. And the other thing I also want to mention about angels is that a lot of people ask me that, well, I did my third eye clearing, I did chakra balancing, I did all this, but I'm still not seeing any angels. The reason being, they're expecting to see a physical angel sitting right next to them or talking to them as we are having a conversation with another person. But that mostly doesn't happen. You know, your gift comes out as you seeing like a movie playing in your third eye. We are really seeing those angels, those light energies, that light beings. You're seeing words, you're seeing symbols, you're seeing numbers. You seeing them intuitively talk to you in your third eye. Either you're meditating, or either you're just sitting down and you see these images coming down as flashes of light or symbols or information. So that was just a message that I wanted to share, because I get a lot of questions around that. Fear is the number one question I get. And the second question I get is, why don't I physically see angels? You know, how can I connect with them? How can I see them? So hoping, if any questions, let me know. But thank you, Andre. This was good.
Thank you so much. I remember when I learned more about angels, I was like watching some YouTube videos so I could learn more from other people. And there was someone like saying, how do you see angels? And then I was also like that person who was like, oh, I'm meditating, working on opening my third eye, but I can't see them. It made me curious, and so it also gave me some kind of drive to learn more. But on the other hand, it got me kind of frustrating, because there's this, I think it's a cliche, or what's the word, like a social pattern, or like a belief, like a programming that we see in society. You have all these angel statues and everything, or when you watch a movie, there are people with wings walking around. So we have this image in our mind that when you see angels, they have to look the way
We do. We look. Humans.
We do somehow. But what I found out is you don't expect that. You would just be frustrated. But if you do, it would be awesome for you. But like we said before, they are light beings. So what you see is maybe now, I don't know. Maybe we'll see some kind of light. I see some kind of red light on Melissa. Maybe it's our Ariel. So you could see like there's some kind of light, or with your eyes closed. You don't have to see everything, these energies, with your eyes open. So, and also we have these different channels. So we have clairvoyance, like seeing, hearing, feeling. Yeah, there's also smelling sometimes, or clair-knowing, like my mom said. So we have all those different senses, and yeah, that's also what you teach in your group. It's amazing. So we can use our sensitivity as a gift.
Totally.
There's been a question, but it's already answered by someone. So hi Amber, she says, what's the best way to connect with angels? I was told to chant their name over and over. It sounds like a mantra to me. So that could be one way to connect with them. And
Why don't we share about that? Because I think
Agate?
something important is that...
I just want to, before, I just want to say somebody...
No, go ahead.
Another comment, Agate answered, like, I think on that, and said, Archangel, so it's a suggestion from Agate, Renata. Archangel Michael 3 times and put a blue cloak, or I think it's cloak, of protection on me, and throw a net over me, and take away any negative energy, and then ask what you want. Yeah, so she uses visualizations, or you can call a name. Oh, John's answered, call their name 3 times and they always come, Amber. Okay. Yeah, so that could be one possibility. You don't really have to do it 3 times, but repetition is always good. Yeah, I would just meditate, or Melissa, what was your suggestion?
No, I was going to say it'd be interesting if we each shared kind of our process, because so one thing I wanted to just say, I know Dina probably knows this and Andre too, but everybody uses their gifts in a different way. And so everybody has a different way of doing this, right? Everybody has a different way that they see or hear, or however it comes through for you. You could talk to like 5 different psychics with the same experience, and we might all get the same sort of answer, but we would do it in totally different ways, right? So like for me, when I'm connecting with angels, I literally just think like, hey, Mike, or whoever it is that I want to talk to, right? And they just pop in. It's not, I don't have any kind of ritual that I do. I don't have any kind of, I've got rules in place so that everybody knows that I'm only talking to people of love and light. And like, I established, you know, this years ago. And so I don't go through a ritual every time I talk to spirit. Before or after, I don't do that. I don't need to. Some people do. So I know people that have to do a whole like set up sacred space and like do a prayer and like all this stuff before they connect. Totally fine. I don't have to do any of that. I'm very informal, as you guys probably have noticed. Very informal with all of my spiritual stuff, and it works for me. But what works for me might not work for everyone else. So I'm interested. How do you connect with them?
Well, for me, it's most of the time I think it's also because I work a lot with music, and I always, as a child, had very sensitive ears.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could hear water drops from the house, and like couldn't sleep, and like very sensitive ears, and that's also why guides most often talk to me. Just it's like in a dialogue, or sometimes monologue. It's like hearing, like when you hear music in your mind. And then I'm always hearing like conversations. And also I love, that's the quickest way for me personally also, but I love seeing things. So when I'm in meditation, and I have to be like, most often I have to go a little bit deeper and take some time, so I see more. So really breathing for some moments and calming down and visualizing things. And then I just love to visualize them. So it's like I'm creating a safe space and I visualize them coming in and how they look like. And then it gets a really intensive conversation. And that's also how we do healings. And also that's also how I work in healing sessions or in channelings. Like I did some channelings live some time ago in a video, and I just went to my inner space and imagined them coming to me and like embracing me, and then I was talking. So that's how I channel somehow. I think that's if you're very visual, I think it's not for everyone, and also don't have too high expectations on that. But something that I want to share, which helped me really a lot, is imagination as a keyword. Remember, imagination. So if you struggle with visualizing, or not only visualizing, like with connecting with spirit guides, the thing that helped me and still helps me with everything, manifesting anything, and the most is imagination. So everything, like Picasso said, everything you can imagine is real. And once you start to just imagine, I'm thinking of John Lennon. Once you just start to imagine something, it's easier. So it's like when you don't get anything, you just imagine. I just imagine that God is talking to me. I just imagine that Michael is talking to me. Or I just imagine that this angel is in front of me, and then suddenly this being starts to become real. So imagination is really a good catalyst to make it real. And if you then ask yourself, for example, how can I know this is really an angel? Or so then you just ask the being. It's always good to ask. That's like a very good key rule. Always ask. Maybe sometimes I know there can be trickster beings, but when you ask them, and you ask for protection, I know some people have, also John and you guys, you commented a lot, like ask Archangel Michael and his blue light for protection. That's very good. So you ask for protection, and then you ask, and I think then you can really trust in what this being answers. Maybe I've experienced sometimes I did some protection and I've asked a being and never heard anything from it. So I knew, okay, this being has just gone away because of the protection. But then most often they answer and say like, this is Raphael and I'm helping you with the healing. And also something especially about angels is the words they use. Is most often they don't say I, or when they say I am or my name is, but the way I learned it is that when you perceive words, they most often use the words you or we as an angel group, or they most often talking to you. So they say you. So when you hear messages and they say you a lot, and it feels very loving, it feels very comforting and unconditional, you can be sure they are the angels. Oh, that's already sharing a lot. Okay. Or something else. Oh, hi Jade. Jade Michelle writes, how did you all gain enough confidence to feel empowered and safe when faced with darker entities during a meditation? I think I just answered that with the protection. trust and protection. Julia, feel your angels embrace as you sit alone. Angels love you for just being you. Yeah. Just feel the embrace. That's good. Working with the feeling. Feel them embracing you. Okay. Right. Is there anything of importance in the comments? Okay. Thank you. You're welcome. All right. So I think we talked about a lot already. It's been already an hour, but still I've got some. I've got a card here, but Dina, do you want to share maybe some kind of message, a short message or something?
Yeah, sure.
Something's coming through.
Yeah, something. The thing that's coming through for me is that because it's a full moon tomorrow and a lunar eclipse, I'm seeing like a lot of energy around karmic energy. Like I'm sensing that. I'm seeing Archangel Michael come in, and I'm also seeing Saint Germain, Ascended Master Saint Germain. So the message is just to work with the violet flame energy, if you're familiar with that, to really help you overcome any karmic blocks or anything else that you feel is blocking you from receiving the abundance or the goodness, because tomorrow is going to be a very fruitful time to do this kind of clearing for all of you. That's the message coming in from Archangel Michael and Ascended Master Saint Germain.
Lunar eclipse. It's like, I don't know how many words there are when I see things like full moon, lunar, blah, and this and that, and 21st. I don't know. It's like, it seems to be something very massive.
Right. Okay. Because it's the first full moon of 2019, right? So we want to start the new year with receiving all the goodness that's in store for us.
So what's also nice to connect with angels, I think it was my first way really, is cards. So it's like really easy. You can see them, you touch something. Even before I really communicated with them, I think it's very easy to just play with angel cards. And this is a card. I don't know if I would say it's a specific or an angel group, but it's definitely not an archangel. It's a ground. It's a German card, Engel der Verwurzelung. So it's like a grounding angel. And this card, it's really beautiful. I really love it. It's like anchoring our purpose. And I remember I got this card. I picked it when I had my first Reiki 1 attunement. So this was my good foundation, solid foundation. I really love it. But the message that I picked today for you guys is from this beautiful deck, Whispers of Love. So we got some loving angels. So the messages are from Angela Hartfield, and beautiful, beautiful paintings. For those of you who know these angel paintings or like other oracle card decks, Josephine Wall, I really love her art. It's really beautiful. And rose cards. Love. So what I picked for you guys, general messages number 20, with this nice ring harp, which is also the same here. And the message is very clear and simple from the angels, and they say, and this is one of the rare times when they use I. I love you. So they just say I love you. And these are very important words. So let me read what's in the guidebook. I love you. These are very important words. Whether you say this to a pet, a friend, your partner, or yourself, these are the most important words you can say. Don't hold these words in like it will take away their importance. Be willing to say, I love you, often and freely. I love you. I love you all. I love you, Dina. I love you, Melissa. I love myself. Andre, I love you. Okay. Yeah. So we're coming to an end now. And I hope you enjoyed this. If you find this helpful, share it with your friends. Put some thumbs up or some hearts. Subscribe and to stay in tune. So next week in the Spirit Guides video series, I want to surprise you. But if you want to, that's not the right question. Just forgotten the question. Write in the comments what kind of spirit guide would you love to hear more about. So there are many different ones. I think I've mentioned them already. So what kind of spirit guide would you want to know more about? And stay in tune for a surprise next week. And if you want to connect with your spirit guide with a guided meditation, maybe it's an angel, maybe it's something else. Also, you can go on my website and download the free meditation to connect with your spirit guide as an MP3, and then you can just chill out and listen to it anytime. So get your free MP3. And if you want to reach out to us, for example, if you want to reach out to Melissa, how shall people reach out to you if they want to?
Sure.
Book you.
If you just look up my name, Melissa Rippey, I have my personal profile, but I also have like a public profile, and that's where I do most of my, I do lots of lives and stuff, or just my website is just my name, melissarippey.com.
Yeah. Cool. I will also put all the links in the description,
cool.
So it's more easy.
Thanks for having us today.
Yay! You're just starting yesterday. What? Yesterday? What did you say?
Oh, I said thanks for having us today.
Thanks for having us today.
Yeah,
I thought I heard something with yesterday. Okay. Dina, what about you?
Yes.
You've got your Facebook group also.
I have a Facebook group, and I also have my Facebook page, my personal page, and I also am huge on Instagram. And my handle is @SacredHeartNurse because I am a nurse by profession. So I chose @SacredHeartNurse for my Instagram handle. So you can reach me out through those ways.
Perfect.
Thank you, Andre. It was so much fun.
Thank you too. Thank you both for sharing. It was really, really lovely to have this creative energy. You talked about angel numbers. My personal day number today is 3. Just remembered now. It's so funny. We got 3 people here, or 4 with my mom. Episode number 4. Yeah, and if you want to reach out to me, well, here Facebook page, The Dream Shaman. YouTube is just my name, Andre below, unless that changes. Well, I changed that a lot before. I think I won't change it anymore. I will just keep my name. And my website is also www.andrebelow.com. And anything else I've forgotten is just in the description. So you can reach out to me, get the free meditation. Oh, just be. Yeah. So thank you, everybody, for watching. Have a wonderful day in the USA. Have a wonderful night here in Germany or UK or wherever you are coming from. And we had people from Portugal and all around the world. It's been lovely. Bye-bye.